Hi everyone, and welcome. For many of us, especially as we move past 55, gardening isn't just a hobby. It's therapy, a connection to nature, a source of pride and delicious produce. The fresh air, the satisfaction of watching things grow. It's wonderful. But what if I told you that this seemingly healthy and rewarding activity could be silently setting you up for chronic pain and joint damage? Yes, you heard that right. While we're busy nurturing our plants, we might be neglecting the very joints that allow us to enjoy this passion. Today, we're digging into the hidden risks gardening can pose to your knees, back, wrists, and shoulders, especially after 55. And most importantly, what you must do to protect yourself. Is your green thumb leading to future pain? Let's find out. So, which specific gardening tasks are the main offenders? Number 1 is often prolonged or improper kneeling. Putting direct, sustained pressure on your kneecaps without proper padding is a recipe for inflammation and pain. Then, there's repetitive bending from the waist, especially when lifting heavy bags of soil or pots. This puts immense strain on the lower back. Constant digging or turning soil can jar the shoulders and back. Even seemingly light tasks like pruning or weeding, when done for long periods with poor posture or non-ergonomic tools, can lead to repetitive strain injuries in the wrists and hands, hello carpal tunnel, and shoulder impingement. It's the repetition and often awkward postures, combined with inadequate support or technique, that accumulate damage over time, often unnoticed until significant pain develops. The damage often doesn't happen overnight. It creeps up on us. What are the early warning signs you absolutely shouldn't ignore after a day in the garden? Maybe it's increased stiffness in your knees or back the next morning that takes longer to wear off. Perhaps you notice a slight clicking or popping sound in your joints during certain movements. A dull ache in your wrists or shoulders after pruning that you dismiss as just tiredness. Swelling, even minor, around the kneecap or wrist. Reduced grip strength. These subtle signals are your body's way of saying, hey, something isn't right. Don't just pop a painkiller and push through. Ignoring these early signs allows inflammation and wear and tear to progress, potentially leading to more serious, chronic conditions like osteoarthritis down the line. Listen to your body's whispers before they become screams. Let's focus on 2 prime targets: knees and back. Kneeling directly on hard ground compresses the kneecap against the thigh bone and strains ligaments. Getting up and down repeatedly adds further stress. The solution? Always use thick knee pads or a dedicated gardening stool/kneeler. When bending, never bend from the waist with straight legs. Instead, hinge at your hips and bend your knees, keeping your back straight, like a squat. Engage your core muscles. When lifting anything heavier than a small plant, use your leg muscles, not your back. Keep the load close to your body. Consider raised garden beds to minimize bending altogether. These simple technique changes can drastically reduce the load on these vulnerable joints, allowing you to garden more comfortably for longer. Now, let's talk wrists and shoulders. Repetitive gripping, twisting, and reaching motions are common in gardening. Using standard hand pruners or trowels for extended periods can strain the tendons in your wrist and forearm. Overhead reaching to prune tall shrubs can impinge the rotator cuff in your shoulder. What can help? Invest in ergonomic gardening tools designed with comfortable grips and angled handles to reduce wrist strain. Look for tools with spring action or ratcheting mechanisms to minimize the force required. Vary your tasks frequently to avoid sustained repetitive motions. Stretch your wrists and shoulders before and after gardening. When reaching, use a stable step stool instead of overextending your shoulder. Being mindful of tool choice and movement patterns is key to protecting these upper body joints. Protecting your joints doesn't mean giving up your beloved hobby. It's about gardening smarter. Always warm up before you start. Gentle stretches for your back, legs, shoulders, and wrists. Wear supportive footwear. Use those knee pads or a garden stool religiously. Invest in ergonomic, lightweight tools, perhaps with longer handles to reduce bending. Break up your gardening sessions. Instead of one long marathon, aim for shorter bursts with rest periods in between. Stay hydrated, as dehydration can affect joint lubrication. Listen acutely to your body. If something starts to hurt, stop that specific activity or modify it. Don't push through pain thinking it will go away. It's usually a sign to change what you're doing. If certain tasks consistently cause pain despite precautions, it's time to modify or explore alternatives. Raised beds are fantastic for reducing bending and kneeling. Container gardening on a patio or balcony allows you to bring the garden to a comfortable height. Vertical gardening systems minimize ground-level work. Consider focusing on less physically demanding plants. Maybe swap some high-maintenance digging for lower-maintenance perennials or shrubs. Could you hire someone for the heaviest tasks like turning soil or moving large bags? Sharing tasks with a friend or family member can also help. The goal is to find sustainable ways to continue enjoying the benefits of gardening without sacrificing your joint health. Be creative and adapt. So, The key takeaway isn't that gardening is bad. Far from it. It's that we need to be mindful and proactive, especially after 55, to protect our joints while enjoying this wonderful activity. By understanding the risks, recognizing warning signs, using proper techniques, investing in the right tools, and modifying tasks when needed, you absolutely can continue gardening for years to come without wrecking your body. Your challenge: identify just one change you can implement from today's discussion. Will it be finally buying those knee pads, focusing on your bending technique, taking more frequent breaks? Share your commitment in the comments below. If this video shed some light on protecting your joints, please hit that like button, share it with your fellow gardeners, and subscribe for more tips on staying active and healthy as we age. Happy and safe gardening.